Work, little worker bees. Yes. Hey, everybody. It's Durger time, and we are on Mars. Because we're playing Surviving Mars, and we're playing as the Russian oligarchs. And we are trying to make the first Russian colony on Mars. So we are here. As we last left off, we were struggling with trying to get our system functioning. We were even thinking of maybe just straight up sending another rocket to bring a few more drones, but I think we're okay now. Now that we have this set up to kind of prioritize the water extractor, we should be okay. We already have a full water tank, which is good. Let's go ahead and see. No oxygen surplus yet. We have a small water surplus. We have a power surplus, a great power surplus, and we haven't even made these things yet, which is super cool. But we still need to build our Moxie, and we still need to build our dome. But once that's set up, we are going to have the first Martian colonists. Let's go ahead and drop off this metal that we had Lenin. Oh, no. I want to unload resources. And we have to scan some... Do you have any more things to scan? So, we're running out of locations to scan on this environment, but we do have a pretty good starting supply. We're very happy with the amount of water that we have. 25,000 units is going to last us for a while. What we could also do is purchase some vaporators to just pull small, minute particles of water from the atmosphere in order to make a sustainable living system. But right now, I think we're going to be okay. All right, we got our Moxie has started, but we're getting a little warning saying that it's producing oxygen, but it's going nowhere. That will change once we set up these oxygen tanks. The dome is being built. There you go.
Milestone achieved.
Whoa.
We have an oxygen shortage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our dome. So, this is super cool. We have our very first dome. And what we can do now is we can start building inside of here. So what we need, we have 0 colonists, but we also have 0 living space for them. So what we need to do here is... Oh, wow, the music get really loud all of a sudden. What? Jeez. Hold your horses, buddy. Whoa. All right. So what we need to do here is build a living habitat. Let's go ahead and save there. All right. So what we need to do is build a living space for this habitat. So what we can do here is we can go into domes. We have some services that we can buy. Nurseries, living quarters, playgrounds, a whole bunch of different stuff. And a whole bunch more opens up over time, too. We have arcology that we can build. This would give us 32 residential spaces. And what it would do is it would literally go right in the middle and make a glorious skyscraper. But it's going to cost us way too much in resources right now to build. Definitely something for down the line. What we will do, though, is very, very simple. A little bit of living quarters. Nothing fancy. So, hex grid, everything. You can only build these things within the dome, obviously. And it takes up a certain amount of hexes. So, we kind of have this, like, partitioned pizza shape here. These houses take up one entire slice. And we'll build this in here. But some things only take up a little bit. No, that one takes up a whole bunch. A nursery. You see it only takes up a little 3 hex area. Some only take up a 1. Especially some of these guys here, like little gardens only take up a little space. So we're going to start with just building a living structure. What we also want to build, as we're starting to develop this, is we want to build a... Oh, where are you? I think it's under production. Yes, metals extractor. So metals extractor looks very, very similar to the concrete extractor, but it needs to have colonists in it. It can be situated anywhere in the area because it's going to be an underground mine. So we'll go ahead and put it right here. We can also set up a rare earth, which I think we're going to do right here. And we need a farm. So we could set up, for I think it's under life support, we could set up a hydroponic farm. Takes up a little spot. Takes up a little bit of energy. Not too bad, and it makes some food. But what we just unlocked the farm. What's nice about the farm is it actually takes no energy. It takes a little bit longer to grow food, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and do that. We also have to hook up some electricity. There you go. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and link that up.
Sector scanned. Anomaly
And
found.
link this up. Cool. All right. Oh, and yes, we need pipes because we need to get water and oxygen over to here. So we're going to go ahead and link that up. We have our oxygen filling up into these air tanks. We are very short on power right now, though. We need to build more of these. So this guy is interesting. The Stirling generator, I'm really going to use this as more of a backup power generator. He produces 10 production, but if you open him up to the environment, actually produces 20, but increases the amount of deterioration he can take, especially if there's a dust storm. So for now, I think I'm just going to keep him closed. If we need him, we'll throw him out there. We're already in a surplus one moment that the solar panels are up. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably... it only costs 1. So these seem more efficient though, but I don't want to necessarily use the metals. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple here. Boop, boop, boop. Just so they're there. And maybe an extra power accumulator. There we go. So we have a little bit of a backup. We still need to get concrete for us. I don't know why it's not being built, to be honest. Very odd. But we're very close to getting humans here. What do we have for supplies? So, 20 food. It's not a lot, but it might be enough to start. A lot of concrete. It's a little bit of metals. We still need to build this. Still need more concrete. Okay, so we still have a little bit to build up here, but eventually what we're looking at is we're probably going to have enough. You know, actually, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to build another
sector scanned.
Living quarters. Another living quarters, and then maybe a grocer. So that way there's someone to distribute the food. There's enough living quarters for a bunch of people, because we're going to need people to be working at all 3 of these. We're going to prioritize, obviously, the farm for food, then the metals extractor, and then the rare metals extractor, because that's what we're going to be using to kind of help fund and finance our entire base, because we don't have a lot of money. You know, if we look back here, we only have 880 million. We started with 3.2 billion. We've already burned a lot of it. We do have our rocket available, so whenever we're ready to launch our colonists, we'll be able to do it, which should be very shortly. If these guys ever actually build these, would be awesome. Do we have any more metals? Oh, that's why. We need more metals. All right. Lennon, I need you to get more metals, buddy. I don't know where metals are right now. Where are metals? 47 here. Okay. There we go. You got a mission, dude. Why don't you go over here? Grab those metals. So we'll have to grab some metal here. Once we have that, we'll be able to start finishing up the ecology in the habitat. Start building up the farm, building up the grocer, building up this guy. Actually, this just needs concrete. Really, no, we just don't have any over here. That should be pretty easy to get to. We should have a bunch of concrete available. Yeah, we have a bunch of concrete available. I still don't know why this is not being built. Can someone just build this, please? Just needs 3 concrete. Like, there's like 50 million of you guys roaming around. Just someone do it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got for engineering. We are almost done doing low G turbines. So we could build a fungal farm. We could build a low G high rise. These are not as comfortable for colonists as the residential homes, but can kind of stock more of them in an environment. That's probably going to be pretty helpful. Drone swarm. Whoa. Allows the construction of bio-robots into drone assembler. Bio-robots eat and can gain traits, but can't reproduce and never die for old age. So, a little pie in the sky there, but we could build androids to be our slave class, to work for us. I've certainly, from all the science fiction I've seen, especially for Martian sci-fi, that has seemed to never turn out poorly and has always worked out for everybody. So I'm sure that's definitely going to be in the cards and be fine. For now, we'll avoid making an android race of subservience, and instead we'll focus on something simple like mushrooms. That'll work for now. We also need where's our research drone? Where are you, buddy? Rasputin. There you are. Need him to continue to look for more stuff. In the meantime, he is gathering the rock. Very, very good. Nasty dust storm. Now, if you see down here, the dust storm's really affecting the low ground. So we were really lucky that we're up here because we're not getting blasted like they are. Like, look at all that dust. But if you look where we are, up all the way up here, not getting any of it. It's not really affecting us. So we're lucky there. But again, we're going to be a little bit more susceptible to cold snaps, and we're definitely going to be more susceptible to meteors, as we've seen, because they've scared the living crap out of me.
Got into a pretty serious accident.
Ooh.
The good news is, it's still in one piece.
So this is not good for us. It needs to be repaired, but is at least alive, which is good. All right, how much metal you got on you? So he's still kind of going. He's going to fill up as much as he can. Doing his thing. All right, cool. So we'll move him back here. We'll have him unload right in the metal depository. It's probably the thing that makes the most sense. It's crazy to think that in only maybe 20 years we'll have people actually walking on Mars in real life. All right. Oh, cool. They made our water extractor. So we'll connect this here. No problem. Yeah, I would not. I have a problem just flying. I get really nervous just being in a plane, being a little sardine can suspended in the air. I have a feeling that if someone were to ask me if you wanted to go live on Mars, I would hastily reject the notion, but I'm sure some people would really get a kick out of the prospect. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop building that, because once we build the apartments, we'll have the apartment complex there. I think will be a better idea. All right. So we need you to load up
pipe leak reported.
Some concrete.
Vehicle battery low.
Oh, you're stuck out there, aren't you? Okay. You also have to make sure, because they do have batteries, that we get to the power system. As long as you're on a cord, they will work there and they'll take care of business. And they'll start recharging. But the moment that you're out there, they start losing their power. Oh, we got a power drain here. Cable fault. Now, the drones will automatically go here, but they do need to provide one metal in order to repair it, which we should have here, so it should not be a problem. But we definitely want to fix this. And now we just wait, really. This is loaded and ready for takeoff, so at any point we can launch this guy. I'm kind of not going to do that yet because I don't have another drone hub, so I don't necessarily want to launch him and lose the range for the drones. Okay, we have the rare earth extractor set up. We still need to set up the metals extractor, which we just need a few more things of concrete. Once we bring this over, shouldn't be a problem. Go ahead. And then I'm going to have him continue to have a... Once that's done... No, I want you to unload. What's going on here? What's wrong? Doesn't function during dust. Oh, that's right. So that's the other thing, is that it is technically a dust storm. So even though we're not being super affected, things like our Moxies will shut down. Now, luckily, we have these oxygen tanks here that are not super filled, but, you know, have a supply. They're still currently filling this, so even though no one's using it, it's still consuming it. Same thing for... water, I think.
Cable fault reported.
Storage space is full. That's not a bad thing. All right, we're going to turn off both fuel refineries for now. So I think we have enough fuel to make a couple trips back. So that was probably a worthwhile investment. Yeah, oh man, we have a lot of fuel. Oh, whoa. Oh, boy. Now, one of the things we can do too is we can use an upgrade to increase the output of these guys with the fuel. So we could start doing that. It makes them 30% faster, but they consume a fuel to do it. It's not a bad idea because we do have quite a bit. Now, are we set up here? We still need concrete. Having a real problem meeting this demand for concrete. So what I'll do is I'll create a transport route. I'll start taking it from this facility. Start putting it over here. I might also look at maybe just making a... You know, let's do that. This might be easier. This guy's going to be probably expended soon anyways. High grade concentration of concrete here. Let's go ahead and just make another concrete extractor right here. Boom. You know, our drones are basically over here anyways. Might as well. It's not going to kill us.
Pipe leak reported.
Another pipe leak reported. Great. Just what I wanted. And we'll make some dumping sites right here. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. Now, there are ways to reuse these waste rocks eventually, but right now we don't have the capability of doing it. Okay, we do have a mineral extractor, so we just need to build the farm and the grocer, and we have everything we need.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
To really make it here. We also have in these sector scans, we say a lot more heavy earth minerals here. Now we can have more than one dome, and they don't have to necessarily be connected. So maybe our next dome shows up here. Oh, we just saw a meteor crash there. This might not be a bad spot to help us get money, make electronics. You can also have domes specializing in things. That's the thing. And this is the smallest type of dome. We will research bigger domes over time. But right now, and it's starting off in only 30 days now, because we have each sol is one Earth day. We've in about 1 month time, we have a colony basically made and ready to go. So we just need the grocer set up. But I think it's time. Let's go ahead and let's contact Earth and say, give us your applicants. So here is our interesting mechanic or wrinkle to the colony systems, because look, it's a little light, but all these colonists will have flaws and quirks and perks. So quirks could be things like they're vegan, or they're a tourist, they're going to come back, they're going to leave, right? They're a guru, just very minor things. Right now we've said that we don't want any tourists. You can manually say, I don't want anything. So like I don't want any alcoholics, I don't want any gamblers. By default it selects out certain people, and we can see a total number. So there are a total number of 7 people, actually there's a total number of 9 people available that have a chronic condition of some sort, that want to go to Mars. They want to live there. We can prioritize them and say we want them. Right now, if we were to leave this here, all 7 out of those 9 will go to Mars. We also say, I do not want this, and we can remove that. So right now, whiners, cowards, and idiots, and those with chronic conditions are by default set to not show up there. We can also remove hypochondriacs and gluttons, gamblers. I'm actually going to probably, it depends on how many people we have. I'm going to remove gambler. And glutton's fine. Loner's fine. Lazy's not ideal, but it'll do. How bad does that kill it? It seems fine. You also just choose perks. So we have survivors, workaholics. You could prioritize, like, I want them all first, that kind of thing. Flirts, party animals, hippies, enthusiasts. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about sex, though. You do have to kind of worry about your distribution, because obviously, eventually there will be children on Mars, and you're going to want to make sure you have an equal distribution of men and women to have proper procreation. Otherwise, it gets weird. Age groups also are ones that you don't have to worry about. Right now, we don't have any child applicants, but we're refusing them because we need people to work. Same thing for seniors. All right, so that looks pretty good. How many people are we going to get in the shuttle? We have a capacity of 12 people to go, and we have available space of 14, which is not bad. So we also, other thing we can look at is specialization. So each of these will be important based on what we need right now. So like scientists will work well with researching in a research station if we make one. Engineers are really good in factories. Security are in security areas, because crime will eventually become a problem. Geologists work really well in extractors. Botanists work really well in a farm or other type of facility, and obviously a medic works well in a hospital. Right now, we're going to prioritize geologists and botanists. Now, the interesting thing is that, you see, there was 7 available for geologists. I wonder if one of the flaws removed them. Maybe. Let me remove lazy and just see how that changes it, because I really would prefer geologists to show up. There we go. 3 geologists. That seems okay. So they're a little lazy. Lazy rock guys. Yeah. All right. So we're going to launch Putin, and we are going to have 12 founders of our Martian colony arriving in just a couple days. And in the real world, it would be 6 months of a long,
Research complete.
very, very long, lonely travel on a rocket from outside of the Earth's orbit to the Martian orbit to start life on a barren red rock that we will soon call home. Very exciting. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. Right now, we got 12%, so they will be showing up soon. They bring a little bit of food with them. They only bring 1 food per passenger. So now I don't believe food spoils here, which is good. Let me see. So I think I have 30, I want to say. 16. So food might have a little bit of a spoilage problem. It's possible. You know what we'll do? We will launch. I think it's time to launch this. We're just outside of that reach. That's a problem, though. All right. No, we're going to keep it here for now. And what we'll do is we will, when we land the other one, we'll launch this one. And then what we're going to need to do probably is get some prefab buildings. But soon there will be humans on Mars. Super exciting. And I think that will be it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me. And when we meet back again, we will have 12 very excited founders of the first Russian Martian colony. Very exciting. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.